Let's talk about Dark Side of the Ring, Becoming Warrior. I can't tell if that is, I can't tell if that's snoring or is snarl.
I mean, you know, take your poison.
I'm sleepy Johnny.
The ultimate snorier.
Go away and don't come back. That was a time.
All right, fair.
I don't like
So
it.
we kick off this show. It kicks off with Shari Tyree, which is Ultimate Warrior's first wife. This guy's real name is Warrior, by the way. If you guys
Warrior
didn't know
Hellwig.
that. Warrior. Did he change his last name or his first name? Was it just like the full name is Warrior? He wrote checks like that?
Can you legally just have one name?
Yeah, you can do whatever. You don't even have to have a middle name. You can do whatever you want.
You can just have one name and no all dick, no balls. You can have that.
Last name, first name Warrior.
Wow.
Yeah.
Warrior?
No, just nothing.
Just
zero.
Warrior.
Oh, wow.
That's your last name, Warrior.
That's fucked up. What would if you had to pick, Tony, what would your one name be? Would you just be
Guy.
Tony or would you be Pizza?
It'd be Guy.
Guy?
Just Guy.
Guy Pizza.
Sweet.
Guy, comma, pizza.
Comma.
Taking liberties.
Comma's my middle name.
So it talks about becoming warrior, and it talks about the warrior at the bar, where of course he's a wrestler, so he had to be at a bar.
There's so many of these. That's the origin story.
I'm actually thinking it becomes a meme on Dark Side. I don't think any of these people worked at a bar anymore. I think
just make it up.
I think they're
They were
taking liberties.
bodybuilders who worked at a bar as a bouncer.
They were all bodybuilding bouncers.
Obviously something changed in wrestling where this isn't happening anymore, and we need to take it back.
We need to make a stable of bodybuilding bouncers in DPW.
That's actually how we are going to go. We're going to hire one guy to go to all the bars and gyms in the country and
I
find
think we can make it easier. We should run our shows in a bar/gym.
whatever. We have to find bars in close vicinity to a gym.
Yeah, a bar
You know-
next door to the gym, yes.
Yeah, I mean, you know how like they have the performance center where they have 3 rings? We'll have a ring and then a bar and then a gym in one room.
And then a balcony.
Yeah. Exactly.
That's awesome.
So Ultimate Warrior met his first wife and they had a date. She showed up to the bar where Warrior was throwing somebody out the door.
Whooping ass.
This sounded like, I was thinking in my head, I'm like, did this really happen or is this just like
I don't think it really
something?
happened.
She's
Yeah.
embellishing it or what?
Yeah, like it sounded like a movie, like a Lifetime movie or something. So Warrior throws someone out the door and then throws the trash out afterwards. And then she comes up and, it's this big burly man. He says, yeah, I threw the trash out. Did you see that? She's like, I did. He's like, oh, you saw me taking out the trash then, huh? I'm like,
Sweet one-liner.
okay, dude. I'm pretty sure that didn't happen at all. I'm pretty sure she walked up to the door and he just said,
Fell
I also
asleep.
feel like that. I also feel like that's how the road warriors were discovered. They were throwing guys out at trash. That's the exact same story. She just retold that one.
The narcoleptic warrior.
Wrong warrior. She told the wrong warrior story.
She's actually never dated the Ultimate Warrior.
And she thought it was becoming the road warrior story.
She dated Animal. She dated Hawk, and then he went to North Korea.
So Warrior wanted to be a chiropractor, which honestly, I thought about that too. I find chiropractic super interesting, honestly. So I thought it was cool. Sting and Warrior then met working out, and Sting convinced him to, hey, maybe you should start wrestling.
So
maybe
it's his
not
fault.
Sting.
Good going, Steve.
They get booked by Jerry Jarrett in Memphis as the Freedom Fighters. It immediately cuts to Jim Cornette. He says, Warrior sucked. God, I have nothing good to say about Warrior.
Hate this fucker.
He said Warrior was a pain in the ass, and honestly, they didn't want to do on-the-job training in Memphis, so they sent him out of the territory as quickly as they could. They ended up landing out in Mid-South, where Sting and Warrior were booked as the Blade Runners in the UWF, where Jim Ross worked.
Hello.
Hey, how you doing?
He also came on and said, Warrior sucked. I hated him.
Oh, we
I
buried the
also
shit out of him.
Fucking hate Warrior. Both of them.
Whatever one you're talking about, don't like him.
And he also said, fuck Chuck Taylor for no reason at all.
Warrior ended up leaving Sting and went solo when he went to World Class Championship Wrestling, where they booked him as the Dingo Warrior.
Yeah, at this time that she was saying that Warrior was like, yeah, I don't want to be a fucking tag team wrestler. I want to be a superstar on my own. And Sting was like, all right, dude.
How did not even his wife understand why he was Dingo Warrior.
He's saying he's a ding dong weird. I don't know what that means.
Dingo weirdo. I don't know how he's gonna get over.
Cornette said, God, this guy sucks, man.
Every time it cut to him, that's all I said. Which is true.
Cornette said the only place in the 80s where you could get by on your body and not know how to work is the WWF, so that's where he went to next.
That's so true. Where he's like, yeah, that promoter push you to the moon, you can be a superstar. That was so good. Such a good line.
Warrior came into the WWF, and he had his wife there for the first couple of matches he was there. He faced people like Barry Horowitz and stuff.
Yeah,
Bubba
job
Tate.
guys.
Job guys like Barry Horowitz.
And his wife is in the crowd, and he would go to her afterwards and ask, what can I do better? She said, everything. You got to do everything better.
You fucking suck, you jackass.
Actually, it's weird. Jim Cornette was sitting behind her at the show. I said, he's fucking sucks.
Jim Cornette was the only guy that got boo, boo. So this is where the story gets a little more interesting. He's in the WWF now. Jake Roberts got interviewed, and he said, Warrior fucking sucked. Oh my God.
That's a consensus, really.
Yeah, really. So Warrior ended up working with Bobby Heenan. Bobby Heenan didn't ask for too much. He said, hey man, I got a work neck over here, so maybe just protect it a little bit. Warrior said, no, I don't think I will.
In fact, I will goozle you every night.
Bobby Heenan in the Andre gear.
That's tremendous.
So his wife ends up saying, I don't really think anyone really understood him. They talked about how he was not great to work with and he couldn't wrestle or whatever. And I'm just sitting here, I'm like, what the fuck does that even mean?
Yeah,
like, because the way they explained it was, hey kid, maybe don't hurt me. And he goes, I am going to hurt you.
I have no other choice.
What is there to misunderstand?
I don't like you. Stay out of my way. I'm winning. I'm making money. I hate this business. That's literally what he said.
Has there ever been any interviews where anyone was like, yeah, Warrior was like fucking sweet?
They should have got Sting on here. I don't know why they didn't get Sting. I wonder what
Sting gets on there and says, Warrior fucking sucks.
So it goes over WrestleMania 6. Hogan was beat up and wanted some time off. So Vince was like, hey, man, let's make the Warrior tonight. I do not know how they got Hogan to do business here.
I mean, they must have really convinced him. How old was Hogan at WrestleMania 6 anyway? Because I feel like Legend makes it feels like he was 80 there.
Yeah, he was at least 76.
Vince was already trying to write him out as an old guy.
Vince hated him as an old guy at the time. I don't even know how old he was at that time. He probably was
he still works
36.
He probably was.
I don't know. I'll have to look. Let me see.
1990. He was 37 in 1990.
Wait, really? I was joking. Is he really 37?
Was he 37 there?
In 1990, yeah.
Hulk Hogan has looked like he was 52 for 100 years.
That goes back to like being a kid and thinking everybody was 40 automatically in the WWF, no matter what.
Well, you and Hogan are similar in age.
Actually, not at all. Not even close.
Oh, you're older.
Not close at all.
So Warrior ends up beating Hulk Hogan, and then immediately, as he wins the championships, he starts fucking rats on the road.
That's like
baby.
The call to arms.
That's how you know you made it to Biz.
You passed the torch, and Hogan said, dude, you got to start fucking.
Dude, Jim Hellwig had a Clittionary, dude. What the fuck, man?
She said she found it.
She found this Clittionary, and it's got all of this information.
Did not call it that on the show.
How are you going to leave it at home? Like, how are you going to leave that at home, too?
He probably just left it on the bed. It just probably had on the front and like a huge embroidered Clittionary by the Warrior.
It also had his face paint design.
You opened it up and went... And on the front side it said, I'm the Warrior, baby. So, little Jimmy Hellwig over here, not Warrior. Yeah, he's
always
Jim
fucking.
Hellwig still.
Big fucker, Jim.
Just fucking. She's like, I was reading through this book. There was names and cities and stuff. Okay, well, Warrior ends up getting divorced because of it, obviously.
He should have said that it was the Warrior fucking them and not Jim Hellwig.
Well, if he went to court, he probably would have. He would have had his court-mandated face paint on.
That's awesome.
So, Warrior. So Warrior got divorced, lost the title to Sergeant Slaughter, and his relationship with Vince got worse because Warrior is a mark.
What's worse, getting divorced or losing the belt to Sergeant Slaughter?
They're both pretty bad. so Vince is talking to Jake Roberts. He said, Jake, we're going to put the title on you, son. You're going to get the rocket boots. You're going to go to the moon.
Hell yeah.
Jake said, that's awesome. I can't believe you finally said that. I've been waiting so long to get the title here. He said, but you got to go run it by the warrior.
Oh,
Jake said, I don't get it. I don't. What's the job?
Why would I need his permission?
What do I have to do?
You're the boss. He said, well, it's just how it works, kid. So Jake walks into...
JR said that.
I actually believe all of this was with JR.
I think so, too.
So Jake walks into Warrior's room, and Warrior goes, I don't fucking like you, and I don't like your family, I don't like wrestling, I hate all this shit. And if you miss one fucking show, buddy, I'm gonna fuck you up because you're fucking with my money. Jake said, okay.
Damn. I don't know how Jake didn't deck him there, but I guess he was, playing ball, because if he hits Warrior, he's definitely going to win the title.
Yeah, because I guess at this point he was still getting the title. So Jake says whatever, because he gets a lot of money and he gets a title run. At this time, there's no guaranteed contracts. It doesn't happen. Literally doesn't happen until the Outsiders show up in WCW.
Yeah.
So they're still working on per show deals here. So Jake's like, whatever, I get a lot of money for this, and I get a title run. Well, spoiler, he doesn't get a title run.
Fuck.
As everybody knows, sadly.
Yeah.
Warrior goes after this and buys a $1 million mansion, and then calls his ex-wife to come over, and then tells her that he's going to give Vince a letter saying, I want Hogan money, bitch.
In crayon.
Good luck with that.
In crayon.
And with the Warrior logo on it.
At the top. It's a stamp.
That's how his signature is. It's just a logo.
So Warrior actually sends this letter to Vince McMahon, and Vince is like, okay. So he tells him to go out there and do work, and we'll work on it when you get back through the curtain.
See, it looked like they had the physical thing there. Has that ever been actually released?
I'm not sure. I saw pictures of it online.
Yeah, they showed it in the show too, but I actually would really like to actually see the fucking letter.
So Vince says, yeah, sure, pal. Go out there and do work, and we'll get you when you come back through. So Vince just cave in the Warrior. Warrior comes back through the curtains. Vince hands him a letter and says, you're fired.
Fucking fired. Get out of here, pal.
So Vince turns to Jake Roberts and goes, you have got the worst luck I've ever seen in my life.
God.
First off, why does Vince act like he doesn't run this company?
Damn, Jake. I just can't give you the belt now.
We're done with that run, I guess, kid. What the fuck?
Sorry, Jake.
Jake's entire career is just
there's no other way.
Yeah.
There's literally no other way that I could write it that you get the title. Warrior was your one shot to get that championship.
Zero. Like, what? Like, I can't believe this.
Oh, I actually found the letter.
Yeah. So basically, I guess we'll get into it later. But when they went to court and he fought over the name for Warrior, like these documents and stuff went to court, I guess. So that's
so they were like, "Hey, read these out."
Here's just one part I want to read real quick because it's about the demands.
Okay.
He said I ask for these things, Vince, and the answers must come, for the next event is upon you. It has been for me the 5 years, and for you to tell me you need to evaluate whether or not I'm cost effective.
I'm gonna let you try that.
And this takes time. A show runs at a given time and date. I have always been there, never asking for time to see if I have to rest, food, or whatever it takes to make it. I need to rest or food.
What's up with this guy, man?
Now I ask the same of you. I want one $550,000 release from the monies allotted me to purchase my home. This will suffice as my WrestleMania 7 payoff, but let it be noted, it is not fair. I meant as much or more to that show as Hulk. I guess maybe he meant 6. Did they wrestle on 7 as well?
I don't know.
Okay, whatever. This says 7, but whatever.
It was 6 they faced, right?
That's what they said on the show.
6. No, it was 6. Yeah, definitely was.
I meant as much or more to that show as Hulk. I deserve to be paid the same. I know what Hulk will get. He says he wants 4 days off every other time off period except pay-per-view only. I want the same pay cut as Hulk gets on all pay-per-views. Saturday night's main event, Friday primetime in all caps, house shows, and proof as such. The same pay cut applies to what Hulk has been paid with relationship to past events WrestleMania 5, 6, 7, i.e. when Hulk was top draw. I want numbers and proof of monies done on 1-900 Hulk, and likewise, same pay cut. And he also wants same pay cut on all forms of merchandising.
Yeah, you're fucking fired.
Yeah.
It's as simple as that, buddy. Okay, so
Warrior
at
had
7,
a hotline too. There was Warrior 900 hotline.
they were making a racket off of those, dude.
Yeah, what's he saying on there? I don't want to know, actually. He's sleeping.
So Warrior beat Randy
ASMR.
Savage in a retirement match at 7.
Yeah.
But in better news, they had Tenryu on this card, and he beat
Oh.
Demolition in 4 minutes. So, like,
That's
hey,
awesome.
that's pretty fucking sweet.
Yeah.
So there's WrestleMania 7 for you. Hulk Hogan beat Slaughter with General Adnan, of course, WWE 2K legend.
My guy.
I'll never forget that for as long as I live. So, of course, Vince kayfabes him. He comes back through. He says, "You're fired." Tells Jake, "Sorry, dude. Sorry about that run or whatever. But, you
You're
know,
fucked.
as the boss and leader and I book everything, just can't work anything out for you, man."
No, next time, pal.
He literally says to Jake Roberts, "Man, you have the worst luck in history." That's all he says. Fuck, dude.
Fuck.
Jake handled that better than I would. Vince then gives Warrior a letter. That letter that he handed him, he reads it out. He says, "This is Vince McMahon. You are a fucking mark. Take a shower, hit the weights, get a clue. Bitch." Signed Vinnie Mac. Real name, no
Big
gimmick.
V,
The Mac Daddy, as he likes to be called.
as they say.
So Warrior got fired, and the first thing he did was he ran home real quick, and he changed his name to Warrior.
Like his entrance. Just fist pumping through the streets.
I am the Warrior. So it's 1996 now. We're 4 years removed from this. I believe this happened in 92.
I was 4.
So in 96, I was 3. Tony was 43.
3.
Yeah.
It's 96 now. WCW has got all the WWF guys. It shows B-roll footage of Vince, Jim Ross, and Jim Cornette walking. It's the funniest thing I've ever seen.
Vince is doing the strut.
They have Jim Ross to the left.
course.
You only know it's Jim Ross because of cowboy hat, of course.
Yes.
And then they go over. So they should be roll footage because they're going to meet with Warrior to renegotiate a new contract with the WWF. If there's one thing that Vince loves, it's when he fucking fires you or you leave and then you come back to him wanting a job.
Oh, he loves
I think
that
Vince gets off on that shit.
Yeah.
He fucking loves it. So they meet with him, and Warrior said, "So the wrestling shit's kind of passe, you know? I would rather do motivational speaking and comics." Well, Warrior, we're a wrestling company.
What?
Well, I think motivational speaking and comics.
If Warrior said, "I want to make a movie," Vince were like, "Ah, all right, let's talk."
Yeah.
Talking to Mac Daddy now. So Jim Ross,
Mac Daddy Productions.
of course, Jim Ross says, "This is the biggest waste of time I've ever had in my life."
What the fuck is Destrucity?
So Warrior started his word. He said, "I'm going to get this over. Destrucity." And Jim Ross said, "What the hell is this?" Destrucity.
Destrucity brand. Destrucity.
He said, "That will never get over. Destrucity is not fucking happen. Stop trying to make Destrucity happen." So, of course, Vince hires him anyways
Vince
because
says, "Okay."
Vince loves that shit. Loves
Yeah.
it. Then they, I was confused on this part. So they didn't need to do this, but Warrior comes back to the WWF, and then you could have just said that, but then they go, "Oh yeah, and he fucking just destroyed Triple H. I mean, just beat the shit out of
At
Triple H."
WrestleMania specifically.
So Warrior comes back, faces Triple H, no sells, of course, no sells the pedigree. We've seen that before.
That is a weird. I mean, obviously, like him doing that, it shows that like he didn't give a fuck about anybody. But it wasn't even the weirdest part of his return run. They didn't even talk. They should have talked about Warrior in shirt and baseball cap getting glass broken over his head. That was
They
crazy.
didn't show any of that. Yeah.
No.
So anyways, fuck Triple H.
You think it was Jim Ross that wanted that on there?
100%. So then Jim Ross says, I don't know. The guy wanted to do something with Destrucity. I don't know what this is. So anyways, after that, Vince lets Warrior go. Because of course he does. And then Warrior started a gym. And Warrior became a normal person for about 3 years. And then it went back into Warrior time. So Warrior apologized to his wife.
Going Warrior mode.
Warrior apologized to his wife for having a glitchinary. Warrior then would spend the next decade of his life being a homophobe and a racist.
Yes.
So it goes over Warrior's YouTube vlogs, which I think most of us watched in real time.
I know I definitely did, yeah.
This was a very big thing when he started releasing these.
They were fucking like, how did people not see this and say, whoa, this dude maybe needs like all the help, actually?
Yeah, 100%. Then, of course, they talk a little bit more about what he was uploading to his website, the ultimatewarrior.com, which
the blog. I didn't read the blog. I didn't realize how fucked that thing was.
Yeah. So he went on homophobic rants, went on racist rants for just seemingly no reason. I don't even know where he was going with some of the shit he was saying.
I don't think he knew either.
I don't think he ever knew. So then, of course, at the Hall of Fame, I think it was 2014, right? This was the 2014 ceremony.
Yeah.
Whatever one it was.
We know who we can blame for that. Video games.
Thank you so much, Chico. You did so much.
Thank you.
So Jake Roberts comes up again. I'm like, damn, what else does Jake Roberts got to say about this? Jake Roberts says, well, I had a roll of quarters and I was going to beat the dog shit out of the Warrior. So before he does that, before he beats his ass, Warrior apologizes to Jake. Warrior then goes on to cut the promo on Raw, which was definitely interesting.
It's very fucking weird that
it's eerie is a good way to put it.
Eerie is the perfect word for it.
Yeah.
Because he pretty much talks about dying in the promo.
Yeah, he did.
I don't know if it's also weird that Mattel made a figure of that promo.
Did they? I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Like in the little duster and stuff in the mask?
Yeah, and the mask.
What the? That's weird.
Which I think it's kind of fucking weird.
He basically says every man's heart beats its last beat. Every man's
he basically
breathes their last breath.
And he said, I'm going to die, guys.
He said, I will die one day, but Warrior will live on with the spirit of the fans or something like that, which was really creepy because then the next day he dies.
The fuck?
That's weird. I don't know.
What did he actually die from? Was it a heart attack?
Okay.
Heart
attack.
Yeah, so I guess 12 hours after the promo. Yeah, I guess that just happened.
What the fuck?
Yeah, I don't know. They talked about it a little bit. Like, that's probably the
insane.
weirdest wrestling thing ever. I'm like, yeah, well, no, but it is definitely weird.
It's up there. But...
yeah. Might be a couple others that we've already covered on the show.
It is definitely up there. So, yeah, you know what, man? I never really was a Warrior guy. Never really got
That
it.
was like before me. Yeah, I didn't even care. Like, I had his figures.
Yeah.
I was like, all right, he looks cool.
Yeah, he looked
like an action figure, so that's cool. But
yeah, but he never worked the Tokyo Dome, so like whatever, you know.
Dingo Warrior may have.
Ding Dong Warrior.
if only he was a Road Warrior.
Shit,
I think things would have been a lot different.
Dude, he could have been Power Warrior. That would have been sick.
Yeah, that's for Destrucity.
Isn't Power Warrior? All right, I can't. No reason to talk anymore.
Oh, I was gonna say one thing to mention. They didn't talk anything about WCW or his run in WCW at all, which is kind of weird.
I only remember the mirror spot with him and Hogan.
Mm-hmm. Oh my god, dude!
Which is
what, brother? You see this, brother?
He's high.
They had Eric Bischoff on this thing, so you think he could have said something about it, but they didn't.
What's Eric gonna say? Yeah, I wrote this. Oops.
This guy sucked. He sucked too. I also remember the only other thing from WCW I remember is that Warrior was in his own stable called the One Warrior Nation, which was of course him and the Disciple. So it was two people in the One Warrior Nation.
His stable name was
awesome.
Wasn't the Disciple Brutus Beefcake? Yeah, it was.
Yeah, it was Brutus Beefcake.
Yeah, that's right. Brutus Beefcake and Warrior in the One Warrior Nation.
He wasn't. Was he the Disciple at that point?
Yeah. Isn't that why he was the Disciple?
Okay. I thought, what was the other thing that he was? There was another
Booty Man?
Booty Man! The Warrior said, that does not work for me.
Keep that away.
All right.
What a weird fucker.
Well, that was Dark Side of the Ring becoming a Warrior. Well, that was Dark Side of the Ring becoming a Warrior.
Oh, yeah.
Becoming the Road Warrior.
Okay.